Hello Year 5, I'm going to take you through your maths learning for today. So we're going to start off just by recapping some of our previous learning, just to make sure we're not forgetting it and we're able to recap and recall what we've learned previously. So you've got a question from last lesson, a question from last week, one from last term, and one from last year. Now in this question here, you have to choose which symbol goes in these circles: greater than, less than, or equals. So I want you to pause the video here and just have a go at these 4 questions in your home learning books, okay? Off you go. Okay, let's go through the answers. So last lesson you were learning the grid method with Mr. Biddle. So here's what you should have had in your grid. And your answer, if you added all those up, should be 864. So last week we learnt multiples. So any 3 multiples of 3. I've got 15, 21 and 24, but you might have different ones. And that's fine as long as they are in the 3 times table. So last term, so we've got an addition question here. 2 parts equal the whole. So if you add up 3,535, add 2,634, you would get 6,169. And then finally, one from last year, which we have also recapped this year. You should have had greater than in the first one, and equals in the middle one, and less than in the bottom one. Okay, let's go on to today's learning. So we're going to carry on with our multiplication, and we're going to be multiplying 2-digit numbers by 2-digit numbers using long multiplication. So last week you learned the grid method, which is a really good way of starting long multiplication because it shows you exactly what is happening when we're multiplying different digits in a long multiplication. And that is great to begin with. And we're going to move on today to long multiplication, which is more efficient. So that means it will be quicker for you to do. So let's have a look at the first question. So we have 23 times 14. So I've written it out, one underneath the other number, 23 at the top times 14. Now when I'm doing long multiplication, I need to partition this number here that I'm multiplying by. And I've partitioned it into tens and ones. So I've got 1 10 and I've got 4 ones. And that's how I'm going to multiply. So I'm going to start off by multiplying by the 4. So I'm going to do 3 times 4 and then 2 times 4. I'm going to forget the 10 for the moment. So 3 times 4 is 12. So I put the 2 under the ones and I'm regrouping the 10 into 1 10 and it goes under my tens column. 2 times 4 is 8. Add the 1 is 9. I'm just going to cross that out so I know I've done it. So now I'm going to go on to the tens. Now, because when I multiply by 10, I'm making everything bigger. I'm going to put 10 times bigger. I'm going to put a 0 as my placeholder in the ones column. Okay. Now I know that that's a 10, but I can just think of it as 3 times 1, which is 3, and 2 times 1, which is 2. And then all we need to do is add up these 2 numbers. So 2 add 0 is 2. 9 add 3 is 12. I'll take my 1 over. 2 add the 1 is 3. So my final answer is 322. Okay? So let's have a look at the next question. So this time we've got 33 times 24. Now, if you would like to, you can pause me here and you can have a go at this before I go through it. If you're not quite sure and you want to watch me again first, then you don't have to pause. You can just carry on listening. Okay, so pause here if you want to and have a go first. Okay, so again, I'm going to think of my multiplication. I'm going to times by the 4 first of all, and then I'm going to times by the 20 afterwards. So I'm going to do 4 first of all. 3 times 4 is 12. Oh, it's not in blue. Never mind, it doesn't really matter. It's just so that you could see what I was doing. And again, 3 times 4 is 12, but I've also got this 1. So that would be 13. Okay, so now I'm going to go on and multiply by the 20. Because it's a 20, I first of all need to put a 0 down as my placeholder. So now I can think of it as 3 times 2, which is 6. And again, 3 times 2 is 6. And then my last step is to add these two numbers together. So 2 add 0 is 2, 3 add 6 is 9, and 6 add 1 is 7. So our answer, 33 times 24, equals 792. So if you had to go before I went through it and you got the answer right, well done you. That's fantastic. Let's do one more together. So this time I've got 23 times 68. Okay, now what I would like you all to do now is pause me and have a go first. All right, if you want to go back and have a look what we've done before, do that, but have a go at this one on your own before I go through it with you. Okay, so pause me here and off you go. All right, let's go through the answer. So, like we did before, I'm going to split the 68 into a 60 and an 8, and I'm going to times by the 8 first. Now, you've probably noticed it's really important to know our times tables when we're doing long multiplication. So keep practicing, keep playing TT Rockstars. That will really help you with your fluency with your times tables. So 8 times 3, or 3 times 8, doesn't matter what way you do it round, does it, is 24. And 2 times 8 is 16. Add the 2, gives you 18. So now let's go on to times by the 6. But we know, don't we, it's not a 6, it's a 60. So I'm going to put my 0 in as my placeholder. So now 3 times 6 is 18. Just bring my 1 down. 2 times 6 is 12. Add the 1 is 13. So then let's add these numbers up together. So 4 add 0 is 4. 8 add 8 is 16. Bring my 1 down. 1 add 3 is 4. Add the 1 down here is 5. And then we've got nothing, and 1 is 1. So 23 times 68 equals 1,564. Big thumbs up to everybody who got that right before I went through it. Well done. Okay, now I've linked on the website a multiplication square because I know that some of these times tables are a bit tricky, and what I really want you to do today is focus on the method of long multiplication. So I want you to practice doing it using the method I've shown you. If you need help with your times tables, then look at this, okay? But just concentrate on getting the method right today. So you'll do it, twist it and secure it. There is a secure it, you'll be glad to know. So we've got some do it questions for you to have a go at first to test your fluency with that. Now we've got a twist it, so you have to look carefully and see where Colin's gone wrong. And then for your secure it is optional, but you're doing so well with your maths. Your teachers, we can all see that you're doing really well at home. So I think it would be great if a few more of you could have a go at the secure it. I've got a bit of a word problem for you here today. So see how you get on with those, and I look forward to seeing your work. Bye.